Hi, welcome to CHEEKA'S. It's Matchday live as usual. We have Cheeka with me. We're going to be talking about yesterday's game. We're going to be previewing today's game. And of course, we're going to go into the fantasy segment. Definitely, first of all, let's start off with yesterday's game. Cheeka, again, you predicted Sunrisers to win yesterday and they came up on top. A fantastic victory for Sunrisers. And before anything, I told you Kane Williamson will be a very important cog in that team.
Yeah, I agree with you, but then, Ani, you got to understand. I think, KKR, yesterday's SRH. I think they outplayed the Delhi Capitals completely. Bowling, batting, everywhere. You got to understand one thing. Having a good team on paper is one thing, but putting it on action is the other thing. And I think that's what, SRH did the homework very well. They applied themselves brilliantly, Ani. That's what they have. I think, application now. Plan execute பண்ண தெரியணும்.
Yeah, definitely. ஆனா எனக்கு ஒரே ஒரு கேள்வி இருக்கு இதுல. இந்த ஐபிஎல் நீங்க ஃபார்ம் எப்படி போயிருக்குன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஹை ஸ்கோரிங் கேம்ஸ்லாம் வந்து நல்லா சேஸ் டவுன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. எல்லா டீமுக்கும் நல்ல இன்டென்ட் இருக்கு. இப்போ சேசிங் 190, 200 அந்த மாதிரி சேஸ் பண்ணும்போது they are all going after the bowling. Batsmen are a little more fearless. They're not taking too much time to set in. These targets, this 160, 170, I think the batsmen somehow get confused while chasing and they don't know whether to push the gear, whether to take their time and leave it to the end. And we saw Delhi Capitals being a little confused yesterday with that 160. They had the game in hand. They had 5 overs, 50 runs to win. In these days, 5 overs, 80 itself has not become safe anymore. But now, that 5 overs, 50 to win with 5 wickets, 6 wickets, 7 wickets in hand, it's precariously placed. And somehow, I just feel that the batting team that is chasing is getting confused in these targets.
Especially Delhi Capital yesterday. Good point, Ani. I tell you what happened, dear viewers, is this. If you see a guy like Shikhar Dhawan or even a Rishabh Pant, see, they are all supposed to be natural stroke makers or natural strikers of the ball. And the way Shikhar Dhawan, okay, man, fine. We don't want to lose the wicket, the power play, fine. And Prithvi Shaw, Bhuvi, one thing coming back to form is a brilliant thing. We'll talk about it later. But you don't understand one thing. I think, as Vishwanath said, David Warner captaincy was top notch. The vibrancy on the field, the energy on the field, he kept it going, which is very, very important. I think it all started with the catch of Prithvi Shaw. One Bhuvanesh Kumar getting the early wickets is the key. But most importantly, chase both Shikhar Dhawan and Rishabh Pant, I don't understand why they went in only for singles. Come on, man, a guy like Abhishek Sharma was not a அவ்வளவு பெரிய போலரே கிடையாது என்னோட ஒப்பீனியன்ல. போடுறான் fourth over, last 2 balls, only 2 sixes. Why did they go after him? You'll have to talking to bowler, man. Come on. Yes, Rashid Khan, the moment Rashid Khan mari bowler wicket etana, he gains confidence, nothing else.
Definitely. If you look at Sunrisers yesterday, there were a lot of good key performances. Obviously, at the top, we have spoken enough about David Warner and Johnny Barristow doing well for them. They again gave a very good start. But Kane Williamson coming in, I'm telling you, I've been telling you from the day one, Sunrisers need Kane Williamson. I know it disrupts their balance, like if you were a captain, you'd probably think, okay, Nabi is the better choice because he's an all-rounder, he's the better choice on paper. But for Sunrisers, what Kane Williams has done in the last 3 years has been something special. And I personally felt that he should be playing all games. He played yesterday and his knock, I feel, was the key for Sunrisers getting 160 to being at 145.
See, one good point here is right. Kane Williamson, I think, I'm sure they must have a team meeting and said, hey, come on, Bhuvi, Rashid, you strike bowlers. You guys will have to do it for us. And the Mari, you'll have to, give them the confidence. All the bowlers, you have to understand, cricket is a confidence game. The more confidence you give is amazing. So I'm sure David Warner or the team management will say, yes, Kane is playing today. Kane will do the what you call sheet angle role. And later, don't forget, Bairstow and Kane Williamson, everybody restricted themselves. They played a restrained knock. The ball was stopping and coming. You have to understand, your viewers, it was not an easy wicket to play. Stopping and coming, and they did a brilliant job. And that is what it is.
Madan is saying the same thing. Introduction of Kane Williamson in the 11 was a masterstroke. That's what we just spoke about, Madan. Yeah, Cheeka all these days has been saying Nabi. I've been shouting out saying that Kane Williamson has to play.
I agree with you. I
agree with your point of view also, Cheeka. Actually, Nabi also, I thought about it yesterday. They had 4 left-handers in the Delhi Capital side. Nabi also wouldn't have been a bad choice. But They went in with Kane Williamson. And, we can talk about Bhuvi and Rashid Khan bowling really well, coming back to form. On the 160 Sunrisers, we are also used to seeing them, restrict teams to totals, defending lower targets and winning. But this youngster from Tamil Nadu, Natrajan, bowling 7 Yorkers. 7 Yorkers is not a joke, Chika.
Nattu! Dharmapuri, yes. Nattu, you are simply brilliant. Dharmapuri 360, because Nattu is from that area, I guess. I think from Salem area. Our Samaya Pota Yorkers. I think he was brilliant. And what I liked about this Natrajan is, and that is what IPL and Star Sports done to the whole world of viewers. That you have you're realizing there's talent in the districts across Tamil Nadu, across India. Let me put it that way. In the rural parts of India, you have talent. And what I love about Natrajan is the brilliant Yorkers. As you said very rightly, I think he's learned a lot. He's worked his way up. And one thing good about Sunrisers now, they trusted Natrajan above some of senior cricketers. That's a very important point.
Just one point, Chika, on Nattu. And, first of all, hats off to TNPL. They have got out 2, even 3 fantastic cricketers into the IPL. We should give credit to the TNPL. Guys like Varun Chakravarti, guys like Natrajan. There's another guy called Sanjay Yadav who's also in the Sunrisers Hyderabad team. He's a decent all-rounder. But Natrajan, yesterday there was a social media, post that I read, Yo Mahesh, another Tamil Nadu cricketer, he said it absolutely right. For a fast bowler, there is something called a natural length. And for Natrajan, the natural length apparently is the Yorker. For his go-to ball, a Yorker. I've seen it a lot in TNPL because he plays a lot of tennis ball cricket. It helps him straight away. And that has definitely helped him in this IPL.
Definitely, Ram Prasad. Don't worry, Nattu should play all the matches. Yes, you're right. The Nattu was simply brilliant. What I liked about his action, he's got a little bit of clunky action. It's not action, not a typical natural left-hander's action. He's got a different kind of action. And that is what it is. And I don't understand. Like Sanjay says, just win the toss and say, we'll chase. Win the toss and say, chase. And then you say, what do you call a due? That's not the point. Did not Natrajan bowl brilliantly with the due conditions? Did not Rashid Khan bowl well in due conditions? It's all about how you bowl. Mind game. And the boy, you forget about due game. You want to take wickets, you want to restrict them. And Delhi Capitals, in my opinion, they gave too much of respect to bowlers also. Especially like Abhishek Sharma. Over respect. And Abhishek Sharma over 6 go. 1 over, 1 bowler you have to go after. Yeah, come on. 4 overs, Abhishek Sharma. He just hit him for 2 sixes.
I said it in the beginning of the show, and I just felt that, Delhi Capitals were a little confused by the total. They didn't know whether they have to go hard or they didn't know whether they have to wait till the end. And I think they lost out because of that. Talking about mind games, Chika, today is a different game altogether. 2 teams in form. What are we going to see today?
Yeah, you'll have to say no. Let's say. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. I think KKR has got a better side. And, on papers, KKR has a brilliant side. And of course, RR has done brilliantly. Rendu big scoring, 200 million. But then, Grenadier viewers, RR is coming out of Sharjah. And the flat Moramora surface, easy batting surface, they are going to come to Dubai. Where the grounds are big. You have to understand, the ground is going to be huge. So the mistimed shot cannot go for a 6. Number 1. Number 2, the wicket will be a little bit not just like the Sharjah wicket. So getting used to Dubai conditions, will RR adapt themselves easily? We'll have to wait and see.
Definitely. It's going to be a huge difference going from Sharjah to Dubai. Obviously, Sharjah, we all know it's a very small ground, high scoring games, a lot of boundaries. What they did last match, Rajasthan Royals, was simply sensational. But it's going to be a different experience here today. Chika, let's talk a little about Kolkata Knight Riders. Like Washington Sundar, they have a similar cricketer in Kuldeep Yadav, who's a very established international cricketer. But for some reason, Dinesh Karthik is not trusting him enough. And I feel that today is the day, like how Washington Sundar came out of his shell, I think today is the day Kuldeep Yadav should come out of his shell and have a good performance for them.
Super point, Rani. Correct as one. Kuldeep Yadav, I don't understand. He's an international player. He's proven well for India. He goes to the World Cup India, but then he gets dropped to the IPL last year for KKR. I think that is where Dinesh Karthik has to go and have a talk with him. First, Dinesh and the confidence, hey, Kuldeep, you call up machan, Arkana machan, he poured, Derimo, China Mana, Google, 630 Pangada, then wicket. Update the captain has to cajole the bowler. When you see the Kuldeep Yadav's, body language, viewers, can you understand? He's not the same Kuldeep Yadav when Dhoni is a captain or Kohli is a captain. But in IPL, he looks totally different. I'm very, very surprised. He's confused. As you rightly put by the producer, he's totally confused. Kuldeep Yadav. He's got a brilliant China, man. And he's got a wrong one, Googly, brilliant Googly. How you gave a confidence to Varun Chakravarti, Dinesh Karthik. That confidence, the Kuldeep Yadav, he will get you more wickets.
Definitely. I mean, Kuldeep Yadav is a match winner. We all know it. He's won matches for India and test matches also. So it will be very interesting to see how Dinesh handles him today. The other side of it is, I keep saying this, Rajasthan Royals have a blockbuster player in Jos Butler. We just spoke about it, Sharan. Kuldeep is the key to success for KKR. We just spoke about Kuldeep Yadav. So getting back to Jos Butler, he was in quarantine for a few days. He was rusty for the first match. Ana in the match, he would have had a couple of good net sessions. He will be ready to go. And he's a big game player, isn't he, Chika? Jos Butler is a blockbuster. What do you think?
Yes, blockbuster. Yes, man, I agree with you. But then, that match practice, that on-the-ground practice, would he have got it today? That is the question mark. And don't forget, Jos Butler, he is definitely a game changer. I know two ways about how world level proof panirkan. I still believe that it will take a couple of games for him to get used. Maybe the Sharjah wicket like he could have got, but then he landed and played. Easy in all fairness. But then he's a class player, as you said very rightly. One guy who could take the match away from you, just like that. See, other than Jos Butler, 10 hours the match, point. See, you need guys like Jos Butler where he can make single-handedly, he can win a match for you. I agree with you completely, Adi. Yes. But if he gets going, it will be a treat for us to watch the game. It is just not for RR. This is the world cricket game. Straight up wicket keeper Talamala 6 adigiraya. Wicket keeper Talamala 6 adigiranga.
Definitely. I mean, Jos Butler is a world-class talent. We've seen him do it in the past couple of IPLs. We've seen him do it for England. He can play in multiple positions. He plays the finishing role for England. He plays the opening role for the IPL. So he's a class player all round. Talking about class players, we have Jofra Archer also along with the Rajasthan Royals, who's done really, really well for them with the bat. But with the ball, he's still yet to actually go out there and, stamp his authority. Do you think because of this change in wicket, today could be the day where Jofra Archer actually comes back in with a good bang?
See, I tell you what, Jofra Archer last match, we noticed, he started with the slower one. I don't know why. Guys with those express speed should go for the zip, fast delivery. Go for the faster because you got a terrific air speed and he's got the height also. Don't forget your wheels. So you get your rhythm by bowling fast. That's what fast bowlers. Even yesterday, Delhi made a mistake. What did they do? They started opening the world. They had two great fast bowlers, yeah, Rabada and Noki. They started Ishan Sharma. Ishan Sharma on the poo didna. Tamil sonna. Ushunu ball boys into it. Oy ball bodran. What yethu botte. That's what they should. That's what artists should do. Yethu macha. What or gummanu difference will be different.
Hari Prasad, Smith is getting best out of RR. He deserves credit for his captaincy. Can Smith be a wand to win it for RR? It would be very, very exciting to see. Don't forget, RR already have Shane Warne coming back for them. So that think tank is actually a special think tank. Smith, if you ask me personally, he is probably the best captain in the world, who's unlucky not to captain Australia because of all the incident that happened. Shane Warne, obviously, we all know what he did with Rajasthan Royals in Australia. Chika, your thoughts on this?
Yes, Shane Warne, one time, our mentor, first year, 2008, opening of IPL, or a wonder team win IPL. Shane Warne was a great motivator. And with a mentor like Shane Warne, with tactics of Shane Warne, with the capability of motivating players, Warne is fantastic, simply fantastic, absolutely positive. And then you have a Smith there. Brilliant. I think he's a great captain. I agree with you completely.
Let's talk about what Rock Arun is also saying, Chika. He's saying that, Sanju Samson's aggressive style of play in Sharjah worked really well. But in bigger grounds, should he change his attitude or should he just go the same way?
See, Rock Harun, I tell you what, Sanju should not just change his attitude. His attitude should be aggression, but sometimes controlled aggression. Like what you saw yesterday in a guy like Shane Warne, Warner or he called Besto, because they did a little bit of control aggression. In today's game, what Sanju should do is he's the key for RR boss. Let's be very clear. One is Butler and Smith. But the guy whom they got to revolve around is going to be Sanju. So Sanju, when you game you play a natural game, but just be a little bit more cautious, or a little bit of cautious back of the mind, nothing else. Not over cautious. Be aggressive. Little bit of cautious. I mean, let me put it there. Choose the correct ball to hit. Because like Sharjah, you can't just hit every ball. You can pick and choose the right balls to hit. Yeah, viewers, I hope you really like this program. Please subscribe to our channel, because this is once in a while I'll keep repeating, because thanks to your encouragement, I get the energy to talk like this at this age.
Yeah, definitely, guys. You guys are the ones that keep us going. Sanjay Elumalai is asking, should KKR open with Nitish Rana instead of Sunil Narine, because Narine is out of point? I was just coming to that, Chika. I was actually just coming to that. Narine's form at the top, he has been sorted out in the last couple of years, but they are still going ahead with Narine. They are still backing Narine to do the job. Will you still give him one more chance before taking that decision not to go ahead with it?
I perfectly agree with Sanjay Elumalai. In fact, I want to bring that point. He has preempted that. I mean, Sanjay, நீயே சொல்லிட்டப்பா. Definitely Nitish Rana opening and I still believe that KKR combination I don't think this fellow Sunil Narine can open, because they have found out his limitations, number one. Number two, I still believe that KKR also, instead of having 5 regular bowlers plus 2 bowlers, they have 7 bowlers options. Yes, last match it worked well for them. Last match Dinesh rotated them well. I still believe after Russell, they need one more batsman or somebody who can bat. I don't know who can bat. So they'll have to look at it very seriously.
Subramaniam Rajappa is asking, what is your opinion on allowing 4 bowlers to bowl 5 overs each, as one suggested, and 2 bowlers to bowl 6 each? Will it limit the opportunities for new bowlers? I think, Rajappa, if you don't mistake me, I think T20, the format is perfect right now. 4 overs per bowler is the perfect way to go. I don't believe that 1 bowler should bowl extra or 2 bowlers should bowl extra. This is the best format. It's working really well, and I don't think they should tinker with the format in any form of way.
I agree with you completely. I think Rajappa, what Ani says right. Vana Rajappa, things are going well. See, Subramaniam Rajappa, nalla point irukku. Why do you want it spoil the apple cart? Nalla point irukku. 4 overs correct. That also don't forget, T20 captaincy is very important. In 4 overs kuduche, yeppa and over when can I bring in the strike bowler? What to do? When can I set the batsman? It's T20, dear viewers. Please understand one thing. It's just not slam bang cricket. It's intelligent cricket. Be it batting, be it bowling, be it field placing. That is where captaincy comes to the picture. Motivation comes to the picture. The pacing of the innings comes to the picture, which is what Delhi did very badly yesterday. In T20, you cannot do toxicology. You will have to play. You will have to keep the scoreboard moving.
Yeah, definitely, Chika. I completely agree with you. The intent is a very key word in T20 cricket, and your attitude and your intent plays a lot of role. Momentum is a huge factor in T20. You just touched upon the fact in KKR saying that, going in with 7 bowlers, having 5 regular bowlers with 2 all-rounders is not a good option. Your probable 11 for KKR, what changes might you make? Maybe an extra batsman instead of 1 bowler?
See, I'll tell you, if I was a captain of KKR, if I Dinesh Karthik or the team management, Brendan McCullum, my think tank will be like this. I'll open with like what somebody said, Satish Rana, Nitish Rana opening, along with Shubman Gill. Okay. Number 3, I will put at Owen Morgan at number 3. Okay. Number 4, maybe Dinesh Karthik at number 4, depending on the situation. Number 5 will be Andre Russell. Then maybe Sunil Narine, just going for tonking a few sixes if need be. At 7th spot, I will go for a bowler who can bat a bit at least. Because otherwise, what happens? The game starts from number 6.
Yeah, they already have Pat Cummins.
Pat Cummins, okay, fine. But then why do you need, they have too many bowlers. Nagar Koti, Bavi, Pat Cummins, Kuldeep Yadav. Then you have Varun Chakravarti. So 5 regular bowlers. Plus you have Andre Russell. You have Sunil Narine. You have 7 bowlers. Instead of that, I will play I'll play a bowler if he can bat a bit more. Cummins is hit or miss. I number matter nanu. And one knock la utudunga. I mean, you cannot take it as a consistent la. Some bowling all rounder I like to have. Somebody like an Archer type.
I completely disagree with you. Cummins is very wait. Cummins is very, very consistent in that number 7 slot. He's done it for Australia. The reason why he was picked up for 15.5 crores is not because of his bowling alone. His ability to tonk with the bat is also the reason why he went for that amount, because he had that ability to hit big. I don't know if you watch international cricket that much of what Australia play. Cummins has done a very good job for them at number 8 and number 9, coming in, hitting those big sixers. He can definitely be that bowling all-rounder. But I do agree with you that, KKR going in with 7 bowlers is a little too much. If they lose 2 early wickets, you don't want Andre Russell coming in at the 7th over and just taking guard. That is not something you want.
Correct.
You should definitely have an extra batsman, someone who can be a floater, if need be, to be used. If not be, he can go back down the order. I completely agree with you, Chika, on that.
Yeah, that is what, because when Marakada, now this fellow is struggling. Now Narayan is struggling. So that's why I'm saying Narayan is struggling. That is where the middle order might get stuck. Because don't forget, last match itself, as Nikhil Sharan said very rightly, the middle order all-rounder you need. Because don't forget, last match, they were 140 chasing. One more wicket at that point of time, KKR would have probably been in trouble, little bit of trouble. So other one that இன்னொரு பேட்ஸ்மேன் போடுறது பெட்டர்னு எனக்கு தோணுது. My opinion, நான் கேப்டனா இன்னொரு பேட்ஸ்மேனே எடுத்துப்பா நம்பர் 7ல. நேத்து இவங்களுக்கு சன்ரைசர்ஸ் காலியா எவனோ ஒருத்தர் டங்கிட்டிங்க காஷ்மீர் ஆள் வந்து அடிச்சா மத்தியா. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு what we need all rounder 50-30 னால 20 runs, 15 runs, quick fire. அந்த மாதிரி ஆள் தான் வேணும் எனக்கு.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what KKR needs. That's what I think. But I don't think they'll change the winning 11 that much. I mean, Nagarkoti does have a first-class century to his name. He is considered an all-rounder. But let's see how Dinesh actually goes ahead and Brendan McCullum goes ahead and picking the 11. Now, let's talk about the probable 11 for KKR. Before that, there was a question that asked whether, leg spinner against Andre Russell and Dinesh Karthik, will they struggle in the death because of that? From what little I've seen from Andre Russell, you just have to bowl and pray because it's not his day. There's not too much against Andre Russell you can do. The only way to restrict him is either bowl a wild Yorker or a good bouncer to him. The rest is just, if he gets going, he's pretty much like Pollard. He's pretty impossible to stop.
Yeah, but his question was about Dinesh Karthik and Andre Russell. I think his name was Adithyaa. His question was that both of them struggle with leg spin. Yes, that's why Dinesh Karthik also has to either fix his position and say, I'm going to go at number 5, and say, this is what tell his team very clearly. And he has to play the sheet anchor role. He has rotated, because Dinesh is very good in rotating the strike. That's rotating the strike very good. Running between the case like konja case, and I want to run. So I'll look careful. But that is what he has to do, all those things. But then they have to play. And Andre Russell should come in around 10th, 11th over. 12th over, Russell on the batting. Russell Mandipa. No matter what, he needs a little bit of time to hit middle of the ball, few balls. Then only he can go for the dung in mid on mala adikka mudiyum. So that is very, very important.
Will Tom Banton play instead of Narayan as an opener? I'm sorry, talented world. I don't think Narayan is replaceable for KKR right now. He's too good with the ball, with the bat. He is experienced. Narayan, I mean, he's world class. So I don't think that will ever happen. But Chika, let's get to the 11 of.
To answer this question, Narayan is not as a batsman. He can play as a spinner. That's it. And a bat who can bat a bit. He was like that. Once upon a time, he was only a spinner. But they tried him opening, he clicked for him. So maybe, I don't know. But Narayan batting, you just take it as a bonus. I mean, don't look at him anymore as a batsman. But as a spinner, boss, he will get you wickets. He'll restrict them somehow, which is what very, very important. And that is what important. See, what KKR has survived. How did KKR all these years win those trophies? They have been the champions thrice. Thanks to Sunil Narayan. Twice. Correction. Yes, sorry, Aniruddha. Thanks for correcting me. Thanks to Sunil Narayan. Yes, Appa, he was firing all cylinders. But இப்போ வயசாயிடுதுப்பா மறக்காத. அவனுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு யங்ஸ்டர் கிடையாது. Or இன்னொரு சைடு ஓப்பனிங் யாரோ டமால் டிமில் அடிச்சானா அவனுக்கு அந்த பூஸ்ட் கிடைக்குமா இருக்கும். But everybody is realized ஒரு ஷார்ட் பால் போட்டா புக்கு மேல ராஜா மாட்டிதான் தெரிஞ்சு போயிடுது எல்லாருக்கும்.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Narayan has been sorted out in his batting. We've spoken enough of that. It'll be interesting to see what they go in with for the probable 11. But for Rajasthan Royals, you think they'll be making any changes at all, Chika? Maybe with the bowling attack, maybe getting in somebody instead of Tom Curran. Rendu matcha kuduthirukanga. He's not done really that well. But ஒரு வின்னிங் காம்பினேஷனை மாத்துவாங்களா? எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு மாத்த மாட்டாங்க. But do you think there'll be any changes to Rajasthan Royals level?
I think you said it right. Only change, if at all I had to make, will be Tom Curran. I don't think he looks like a great. I mean, I thought with the way people project him, Sama bowler, Sama. No, he's not. He's no patch to Sam Curran, in my opinion. They said he's a T20 specialist. On the England T20 specialist, apdi ipdi naangla.
Chika, before anything, I mean, he is the better T20 and the one-day cricketer than Sam Curran. It has just not happened for him in the first 2 games. But for England, he has done terrifically well, Tom Curran. He was part of the World Cup.
Anyway, I really don't know.
Setup. We still have to see those talents come out. We are hoping that it will come out. But having said that, I don't think there'll be too many changes in the Rajasthan Royals batting lineup because they don't have that much of a bench strength, do they?
Yeah, correct. I mean, in the opening bowling, they don't have an option, not too much of an option. So the other way out is whether they'll take Tom Curran and bring in a batsman extra. No, they will not do it also. So I don't think Miller is one option of bringing him as a batsman. And then they have Tuatia bowling leg spin. They have Shreyas Gopal is a brilliant leg spinner. He's there. Archer is there. Then of course, what's his name? Unnatkat is there. And then one Unnatkat is there. And then they have one more spinner. Whether they can manage with that, they can. But I don't know whether they will do it, honestly speaking. But I honestly believe that Tom Curran, maybe yes, one more match on a Dubai wicket. Let's see what he does. Mani Bharati good. Andrew Ty is another choice. What Mani Bharati is getting very correctly. Why not Andrew Ty? Tom Curran has a good choice. Andrew Ty has proven himself in what he call IPL. He was once a purple cap holder, if I'm right, a couple of years back.
Definitely. I mean, Andrew Ty is a good option. David Miller, these are their only 2 options. Unfortunately for Rajasthan Royals, they do not have too many Indian, stalwart players that you always relate to. Right now, their superstar player is Sanju Samson. Obviously, Rahul Tewatia played a crucial knock last match. So he gets more in his responsibility in his batting lineup. Ram Prasad, I told this to Cheeka the last time also. Tewatia has always been promoted. Rajasthan Royals have always rated Tewatia very highly. He always bats at number 4 or number 5 for them. He plays that pinch hitter role. And last match he won it for them. And I don't think there'll be much change in his role. He'll be doing similar. He'll be doing the same role that he did in the previous match.
Yeah, definitely yes. Rahul Tewatia will be very key because he will be brimming with confidence. Marka India viewers. Sama confidence இருப்பான். ஆனா bowling பெட்டரா போடுவாங்க பாருங்க. இன்னைக்கு மேட்ச்ல அவன் நல்லா bowling போடுவான் because he is also a good bowler. CSK போட் 2 crucial wickets எடுத்து கொடுத்தான் அவன் தான். So bowling இப்ப இந்த மேட்ச் நல்லா போடுவான். That is very important. See, when you come in as an all-rounder, when you start doing well in one department, you start automatically doing well in the other department. That's advantages for all-rounders. So yes, Rahul, I expect to do well. But அந்த மாதிரி deadly hitting பண்ண முடியுமான்னு சொன்னா அதெல்லாம் ஒரு freakish once in a while knock. Every time அதெல்லாம் நம்ப முடியாது. Honestly சொல்றேன். அடிச்சானா அவன் ராஜா. அவன் அடிச்சிட்டானா எங்கயோ போடுவான் ராஜா.
Niranjan Jagadishan is asking, why can't Rahul Tripathi play as an extra batsman? He was really good opener for Pune. I completely agree with you, Niranjan Jagadishan. I still don't know why they're not playing Rahul Tripathi as a batsman. If you actually see, they have another all-rounder called Riyam Parag, who hasn't come into bat, who hasn't bowled as yet. He's only played as a fielder for Rajasthan Royals. So it's very difficult to drop a player without having any opportunities. So I just feel that is the only reason why, Rahul Tripathi hasn't got into the 11. He still has to wait for his chances, but I'm sure when he gets his chances, he'll get going for them.
But I don't know about Riyam Parag. I really am not. I mean, ஒரு Parag ஏதோ ஒரு மேட்ச் பார்த்தா இல்ல Parag பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கான். அவனை பசங்க bowling போட சொல்லணும், பேட்டிங் பண்ண சொல்லணும். Of course, batting on opportunity கிடைக்கல போன match. Of course, they just took the match away from them. That was a brilliant knock by, Sanju Smith and of course Tewatia. So there was no opportunity. You never know. Maybe Tripathi சொல்லிருக்காங்க Parag பார்க்கலாம், Parag பண்ணலனா then they might have to go to extra bats for opportunity. Because மறக்காதீங்க, நீங்க இந்த டோர்னமெண்ட்லயே பாத்தீங்கன்னா which is the teams எல்லாம் won. ஏன் they win பண்ணிருக்காங்க பாருங்க. It is because the Indian contingent, not the main cricketers, non-Indian cricketers of India like Tewatia, Ishan Kishan, Padikkal, Sanju Samson, or in the Mari Pasangana, those who don't play for India regularly, even though Sanju has played for India 1 or 2 matches, in the Mari players are doing well. That is the key to success for every team. And the Mari, Rajasthan is developing a team. That's brilliant. அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணாதான் ஒரு டீம் வின் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கும். If you're only going to be dependent on a big guns who playing international cricket, chance లేదండి.
I completely agree with you, Chika. I can only recall from experience. I was there for a couple of years when we won the IPL with CSK. Our key performers were guys like M. Vijay, R. Ashwin, Badrinath, Balaji. You know, guys who at that time were not regular international cricketers. They were on the fringe. Guys like M. Vijay, guys like Badri, guys like Balaji. These were the guys who came in, who did well for CSK, who got us a cup. Obviously, you had your stalwart players like MS Dhoni, Suresh Raina. Those guys were always consistent. But these guys helped the team win the championship. And I completely agree with you. The support system is very much needed for a team to go ahead and win.
Even Hardik Pandya, the Pandya brothers, you will see, when Hardik came into the scene, he blasted CSK out in a Chennai match. And that's how Hardik came into international scene. Krunal Pandya, we see, he's just not played for India. So you need the Indian cricketers to start doing well. The Indian, I'll put it this way, Indian unknown cricketers who are not in the big league. Let me put it that way. When I say unknown, not in the big league like playing for India, who's already made a name for themselves. And the Mari teams now will start doing very, very well.
Definitely. Chika, I have to give you hats off to you, Chika. All your predictions so far has been pretty much on dot. You've been predicting every game. Almost you've got almost all the games right. Is it going to be any different today? I want to see if I can predict one game correctly. What are your predictions for today?
Ani, what does it mean by he is a part of MIB? Somebody is saying that. What does it mean by he's a part of MIB?
I don't know what that means actually.
I think it should be something in men with brains or something like that. Am I right? What do you think the skills of CHEEKA'S predictions? He's a part of MIB these days.
Generally, அதை பத்தி தெரியல. But Chika, let's go back to the predictions. இன்னைக்கு என்ன நடக்க போகுது?
Okay, அவங்க போட்டுருக்காங்க. யாரை பார்க்கலாம்? நம்மளோட CHEEKA community பரவான பார்த்தா
42% say Rajasthan Royals and 58% say KKR.
58% say KKR and 42% say Rajasthan Royals. Ani, let me ask your prediction first, as usual.
I am going with the 58%. I think it's going to be a KKR victory today. They've got a little bit of momentum rolling. I know Rajasthan Royals have pulled off 2 fantastic victories, but they are going to go and play in a different conditions, and it's their first match away from Sharjah. So I think they might struggle a little bit.
I also go with the majority of the CHEEKA community. For a change, Ani, I go with you, 58%. And I go with the majority because KKR are there. Their viewers, I go by the decision. Something I always go by decision what my heart says. Yes, something tells me yes, KKR. Why? I cannot rule out, as they said, 42% are still with the pink RR. I'm going with KKR. I don't know. God is great. God is only great.
Men in Black is a time traveling gang. So that is what is MIB basically means. I know, I thought MIB was completely different. I know Men in Black, the movie. Anyway, that's your clarification. So Chika has all obviously gone for KKR. Even I have gone for KKR. Very surprisingly, both of us have gone for the same teams. Usually, appadum pulliyum vandu different ah naanga pesipom. Our KKR and Rajasthan Royals innuva. Simply கொஞ்சம் ஜாலியா இருக்கட்டுமே ஷோன்னு சொல்றதுக்கு நான் இன்னைக்கு ராஜஸ்தான் ராயல்ஸ்க்கு மாற போறேன். ஏன்னா அவர் வந்து KKR சொல்லியிருக்காருன்னு. நான் மாறிட்டேன்.
Just because அப்பா சொன்ன மாறிடானா எவகடா பார்க்கலாம் ஓ லக்கு மாறலாம் பார்க்கலாம் அப்படியாது. ஏன்னா பாரு கார்த்திக் வருதோ. கார்த்திக் thanks for very kind words. Of course, my prediction the championshipலாம் போலாம் match போலாம் கார்த்திக். Let me not jump the gun in a hurry. But so dear viewers, மறக்காதீங்க. Aniruddha shifted from KKR to pink Rajasthan Royals. அப்படியே ஓ லக்கு மாறதா பார்க்கலாம்டா.
Only because he speaks KKR that I've gone for Rajasthan Royals. Or else
even I would just going because against father, just like that. Appa against chuma ponumena. Pakala, o luck eppadi irukku pakala. You never know. Luck marumo. Could be a change of luck for you, Ani.
Talking about luck, we have to get into the fantasy segment because there is a lot of luck factor in the fantasy segment. Because end of the day, you can only choose your team. The guys out there have to still go out and perform. Guys, as you see today, I'm in a little more joyful mood when it comes to fantasy because yesterday I pretty much slammed the producer. He came in last, I came in first. So he's not talking anymore about who's better in fantasy and stuff like that. So he's given the stage to me. Chika, fantasy picks today. It's going to be very interesting. Yana, inniki match la neenga pathina, there are a lot of big name players, lot of high value players. Ipo 6 periya players irukanga. Or Pat Cummins edukonga, or Jafra Archer edukonga, Jos Butler, all these guys who are valued really high in fantasy. and I don't think you will be able to fit all of them together. You can probably only fit 3, at the max 4 if you want to take a risk. What is your fantasy picks for the day? How have you gone about your fantasy? Let's go with the wicket keepers first.
You start the slot by slot as usual.
So there is definitely 3 wicket-keeper options in this. Before that, let's get to the
just before that, before going for the fantasy picks, you see the number of matches played, 21, 20, 10, 10. So in the fantasy pick, prediction, nothing much to take. You pick it up for a 10, 10 each pair. Two team 10, 10. Hey, Dinesh Karthik, good draw. Pakala. பண்ண முடியுமா பார்க்கலாம் இன்னைக்கு. ஏன்னா நான் KKR one team தான் போட்டு சொல்லிருக்கேன். தினேஷ் விட்டு கொடுக்காத மச்சான், ஏதாவது ஒன்று உருப்படியா பண்ணு இன்னைக்கு.
Definitely. I mean, definitely. I mean, we have to wait to see. That was a little funny, Cheeka. Anyway, coming to the fantasy picks, obviously, இன்னைக்கு மேட்ச்க்கு நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா 3 wicket keeper options இருக்கு. We have 3 wicket keeper options. Obviously, you have Jos Butler, you have Sanju Samson, and you have Dinesh Karthik. Now, out of those 3, as of now, I've gone in with 2 of them. I've gone in with Sanju Samson and Jos Butler. I haven't picked Dinesh in my team as yet. I just feel he's still not in form. Like Cheeka said, maybe today is the game. He can come into form. I think, Cheeka, you have him in your team, I think.
I have Dinesh Karthik and Sanju Samson as the both wicket keepers.
So Cheeka has gone for he's made a big decision already. He's not picked Jos Butler.
Jos Butler, I could not pick Jos Butler because of this problem of this point system that you're saying, for fitting in the point, because I had to get the other balance right. So, and moreover, I still believe that Jos Butler needs a little bit of time. So I still believe I'll give one more game.
I mean, definitely, fantasy, guys, is all about your perception of the game. It's about your heart. It's about your intuitions. How you guys go about it. See, I might feel that Jos Butler might have a good day. He might feel that Jos Butler might not have a good day. So take in all the expert views that you can get in, but in the end, go with what your heart says and go with what your mind says. In the end, it's your team. Remember that it's a team that you put out end of the day. It's not about what we say or what anybody else says. We can only give you inputs. We can only tell you the conditions and who's done well. We can show you the statistics, but in the end, it's all about intuitions. And Cheeka has definitely gone with Dinesh Karthik and Sanju Samson. I've gone in with Jos Butler and Sanju Samson. The 3 batsmen for me are Steve Smith, Shubman Gill, and Owen Morgan. Cheeka, your batsman.
Oh, not bad. For a change, the father and son agree on the same points. Owen Morgan, Shubman Gill, and Steve Smith.
I mean, that was the best possible option that I could think of. There was obviously guys like Robin Uthappa who could probably come into the fold, but I just felt that these are the guys that will go and do the job for me. All-rounders, ingadhan konjam nariya doubts varum, ingadhan konjam nariya picks varum, because you have Andre Russell, you have Sunil Narine, both of them are high-valued all-rounders. And obviously from Rajasthan Royals, you have Rahul Tewatia, who's done really, really well for them. So I've gone in with Sunil Narine and Rahul Tewatia. Only reason is because
Andre Russell and Nitish Rana. Because when I put Nitish Rana, they said Nitish Rana is all-rounder. Maybe he can bowl a few off spinners, I think, somewhere in between.
It's your choice, Cheeka. I mean, Nitish Rana is not a bad option at all. So he's definitely not taken Rahul Tewatia. He's not taken Sunil Narine. He's gone in with Andre Russell and Nitish Rana. So that gives his bowling a little more flexibility to pick those 2 big guns if he wants to, and I know that's why he's gone for that. In my bowlers, I've gone in with Varun Chakravarti, Pat Cummins. I've gone in with Ankit Rajput because I had to pick a guy. It was either him or Shivam Mavi. I've gone in with Ankit Rajput. I just felt that Ankit Rajput might get a wicket for me today, and definitely Jofra Archer for me, the 4th bowler.
I've gone with a different combination. I've got Pat Cummins, I've gone Varun Chakravarti, I've got Shreyas Gopal, a good leg spinner, and then Jofra Archer.
Definitely a good choice. See, நீங்க எங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் டீம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவர்கிட்ட ராகுல் திவாத்தியா இல்ல, என்கிட்ட ராகுல் திவாத்தியா இருக்கு. அவர்கிட்ட ஸ்ரேயஸ் கோபால் இல்ல, என்கிட்ட ஸ்ரேயஸ் கோபால் இல்ல. So basically, he's gone in with the leg spinner of Shreyas Gopal. I've gone in with the leg spinner and Rahul Tewatia. Pretty much Varun Chakravarti is a no-brainer for everybody because he's valued at 8. I'm pretty much sure that all of you guys will look at Varun Chakravarti to pick Varun Chakravarti. The question marks will definitely come between Andre Russell, Sunil Narine, Steve Smith, and Jos Butler, because all of them are valued above 10. So it will be very difficult to fit all of them in your team. You definitely have to probably not pick 2 of them. Cheeka's 2 that he hasn't picked is obviously Narine and Jos Butler. I've only missed what is that? Andre Russell, because I couldn't fit him into my team. I've tried and gotten everybody else in my team. It has been fantastic as usual, guys.
But I've got Andre Russell as the captain because I believe that he's the guy who is going to be the game changer today. Because for KKR, he's one guy who's going to be a game changer. So for me, Andy Russell is the captain and vice captain is Geoffrey Archer.
Wow, I've gone in with Jos Butler as my captain, and I've gone in with Sunil Narine as my vice captain. It'll be very interesting to see today again, Chika, how the fantasy pans out. As I told you guys before, take a little bit of time, see the toss, guys. It's very important that you have all your 11 players playing the match. So obviously, if you have to make any last-minute changes, always watch the toss, be prepared, give yourself time to pick the team. And that is it. That is it from today's show. It was lovely to have you guys on board. Subscribe to our channel, Cheeky Chika. Hit the bell icon button for further notifications. Leave your comment section. Leave your reviews on the comment section. Please tell us how you are going in your fantasy, what you think about the match today, what your predictions are, and we would love to know and love to hear from you.
Thanks a lot, dear viewers. As I keep on saying, it's only thanks to your encouragement that my energy at this age, I'm able to do it. Because otherwise, you have to do it with energy every day and day out. It's not an easy task, but I'm able to do it only thanks to all your lovely comments, the predictions, the lovely questions you ask. Thank you very much, dear viewers, for everything, all your support.